Hello and welcome, friends. Have you ever wondered what happens to the food you eat right after you swallow it? We often hear phrases like, "I have a weak stomach," or "My digestion is not good." But how many of us truly understand the incredible organ working behind the scenes? Today, we are going on a fascinating journey inside our own bodies to understand the stomach. We will learn its amazing structure, its vital functions, the common problems that can occur, and most importantly, how to keep it healthy and happy for a lifetime. This video is for everyone, so sit back and let's learn together. Let's start with the basics. Your stomach is not just a random bag. It is a strong, muscular, J-shaped organ, and it's a key part of your digestive system. Location. If you place your hand on the upper left part of your belly, just below your ribs, that's roughly where your stomach sits. It's safely tucked inside your abdominal cavity, right below your lungs and heart, separated by a muscle called the diaphragm. Simple job. Think of your stomach as an intelligent, temporary storage and food processing unit. It receives the food you swallow, works on it, and then prepares it for the next stage of digestion in the small intestine. To understand how it works, let's look at its structure. The stomach has several parts. Cardia. This is the entrance where the food pipe or esophagus connects. Fundus. This is the top dome-shaped area. It often holds a little gas. Body. This is the main central factory where most of the action happens. Antrum. This is the lower powerful part that mixes and grinds the food. Pylorus. This is the exit, with a smart gatekeeper called the pyloric sphincter. This muscle opens and closes to release food into the small intestine in a controlled way. Now, the wall of the stomach is a masterpiece of engineering. It has 3 special layers of muscle that contract and relax to churn the food. And its inner lining is where the real magic happens. It contains millions of tiny gastric glands. So, what does the stomach actually do? Mechanical digestion. The stomach's muscles act like a powerful mixer, churning the solid food and breaking it down into a creamy, semi-liquid paste called chyme, pronounced chyme. Chemical digestion. This is the most important part. The gastric glands produce gastric juice, which is a powerful mixture. Let's meet the cells that make it. Parietal cells. These are the acid factories. They produce hydrochloric acid HCl. This acid is very strong. It kills most of the germs in our food, and most importantly, it breaks down proteins. Chief cells. These cells produce pepsin, an enzyme that chops proteins into smaller pieces. Think of HCl as the cutter that opens the protein package, and pepsin as the scissor that cuts it. Mucus cells. Now, you might think, with such strong acid, why doesn't the stomach digest itself? This is a brilliant question. The answer is these cells. They secrete a thick, protective alkaline mucus that coats the stomach lining, forming a powerful shield against the acid. The stomach's activity is controlled by your brain and hormones in 3 phases, just by thinking of food cephalic phase, when food enters gastric phase, and when food leaves for the intestinal phase. It's a perfectly tuned system. When this delicate balance is disturbed, problems can arise. Here are some common stomach illnesses: acidity and acid reflux. GERD, when excess acid flows back into the food pipe, causing a burning sensation in the chest, heartburn. Gastritis, inflammation or irritation of the stomach's inner lining. Peptic ulcers, sores or painful holes in the protective lining of the stomach or duodenum. This can be caused by a bacteria called H. pylori or by overuse of painkillers. Indigestion dyspepsia, a general term for discomfort, bloating, or pain after eating. So which doctor should you consult? For any persistent stomach issues like recurring pain, bloating, heartburn, or unexplained weight loss, you should consult a gastroenterologist. These are specialists in the digestive system. You can first visit a general physician GP, who may then refer you to a gastroenterologist if needed. Prevention is always better than cure. Here is your simple guide to maintaining a healthy stomach. Best foods for your stomach. High fiber foods, like whole grains oats, brown rice, fruits apples, bananas, papaya, and vegetables. Leafy greens, carrots. Fiber helps in smooth digestion. Probiotics. These are good bacteria that aid digestion. Find them in curd dahi, buttermilk chas, and fermented foods like idli and dokla. Ginger and fennel saunf. Ginger tea or chewing fennel seeds after a meal can soothe the stomach and reduce bloating. Lean proteins, like dal, legumes, chicken, and fish. They are easier to digest than heavy red meats. Foods and habits to avoid. Too much spicy, oily, and fried food. They can trigger acidity and inflammation. Carbonated drinks and excessive caffeine. They can increase acid production. Overeating. Eat until you are about 75% full. This gives your stomach space to work. Late night meals. Try to have dinner at least 2-3 hours before you sleep. Smoking and excessive alcohol. They directly damage the stomach lining. Unmanaged stress. This is a very important point. The mind-stomach connection. Breathing and exercise, deep breathing. Pranayama. When you are stressed, your digestion slows down. Practicing deep, slow breaths for 5-10 minutes daily activates the rest and digest mode, calming your stomach. Regular, gentle exercise. A simple 30-minute walk daily can work wonders for your digestion by stimulating bowel movements. Yoga postures like Pavanamuktasana, wind-relieving pose, and Vajrasana thunderbolt pose are especially beneficial. Sitting in Vajrasana for 10-15 minutes after a meal is highly recommended for good digestion. So friends, our stomach is not just a simple container, it is a complex and vital organ that deserves our care and respect. Remember the key takeaways. Eat a balanced, fibrous diet. Include probiotics like dahi. Avoid trigger foods. Don't overeat. Manage stress through breathing and stay active. By understanding how our body works, we can make better choices for our health. Thank you for watching. If you found this information helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Take care of your stomach, and it will take care of you. Be healthy, be happy.